so excited. I've been so into PIXI products lately. I do have products that PIXI sent me from their lip collection, their liquid lipstick, and then they did send me these PIXI Glow Trios as well. But everything else in this full face I purchased with my own money, and PIXI isn't a very cheap drugstore brand, so this isn't sponsored. Don't worry, these are all gonna be honest opinions as all my other full face videos. I didn't pick up an eyeliner, a mascara, or a brow product, or an eyeshadow palette of any type, just because I feel like at least PIXI is very centered on the skin. I looked at their palettes, I looked at their mascara and all their eye stuff, and I just wasn't drawn to it. And I don't want to spend my money for these full face videos if I know I'm not really gonna use the product beyond my review of it. So I decided today we would focus on skin. I have like every skin product you would possibly need. So yeah, if you want to see my full face one brand review of PIXI, then just keep on watching. I'm going to prep my skin with the Hydrating Milky Mist. This has hyaluronic acid and black oat in it. This product is a mist-on moisturizer that provides a surge of hydration with hyaluronic acid to plump skin by trapping in moisture. So I'm going to go ahead and spray a generous amount of this onto my face. I also have a primer, but it's more of a radiance primer, not a moisturizing primer. So I'm going to spray a lot of this and tap it into my skin as a first base kind of moisturization step. So I know I love this product. I've used it. I think I've repurchased it myself twice. It's like my favorite prepping spray. So I'm gonna apply this. So I am going to just put like 4 or 5 spritzes on my clean hands, and I'm just going to tap that right into my skin. Feels a little tacky. It feels super plump. I seriously love that spray. It's so good. Flawless Beauty Primer. They also have a pore filling mattifying type primer. This glow enhancing primer corrects uneven skin tone, restores skin's youthful glow, prolongs makeup wear, and it is packed with anti-aging vitamin A and nourishing vitamin E. So I just went ahead and zoomed in the camera a little bit so you can really see my skin. You can definitely feel the hydration when putting this on from the Milky Skin Mist. It doesn't feel like I'm applying this to dry skin at all. I want to apply a really good amount of this because normally I'm like a multi-primer girl, and this is the only primer I have today, so I want to make sure that I get the most that I can out of it. Okay, so that is how my skin looks with that primer applied. It definitely has pigment to it. So my skin is looking as though I put like a face tan on it almost. If your skin's not as fair as mine, you might not notice that as much, especially around my neck area. You can definitely tell that I applied some type of colored shimmery pigment to my face. I think that once I apply my complexion products on top of it, it will look really, really nice, because the side that I don't have any skin issues, it looks really, really nice. Looks a little rough around this area, but definitely pretty, definitely glowy. I applied a lot, so that's probably why it's a little darker in color than it might otherwise be. So I'm going to go ahead and conceal my spots a little bit and brighten the under eye with the PIXI Correction Concentrate in Brightening Peach. Use to brighten up your under eye area, brighten up spots, any darkness on your face. So I'm gonna apply this over my primer and underneath my main foundation complexion product. So I'm going to apply this where I have all my breakouts, all my issues, and then under my eyes pretty generously, because we don't have a cream concealer to brighten everything up, lighten everything up afterwards. So this is really just going to color correct and get rid of any darkness, but it's not going to lighten up the under eye area, which I'm okay with. I don't have like insanely dark under eyes. So now I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with my beauty blender. I've already dampened my beauty sponge. That's looking really nice, I think. So I just blended that color corrector onto my skin. It blended in really seamlessly. I think I almost look as though I already have foundation on, and I literally just have primer and color corrector. So as long as the foundation type product we have next is a good enough color match for me, I also have a powder, I think we're going to be able to get a pretty full coverage look that blended really nicely into my skin. Looking on my face, you can definitely tell that there's a little bit of pink in certain areas. It doesn't fully blend out, which isn't what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to color correct, and then you're supposed to conceal or put foundation on top. So that product definitely did what it's supposed to do. It definitely color corrected the under eye area. Now we are going to go in with this H2O skin tint. I love this packaging. I think it's so cute with the pump. It says that it is very hydrating and refreshing, but dries to a semi-matte finish that stays on all day. So it says to apply it as you would a moisturizer and pat into skin. I don't want to do that. I prefer applying it with a beauty blender. I don't want to smudge around the color corrector and stuff, so we're just going to apply it with a beauty blender, and this only comes in 3 shades, so I'm praying it will be light enough for me with the foundation. I swatched it, and since it's not very full coverage, it can kind of adapt to your skin tone a little bit. Definitely a shitty shade range, I'm just gonna say that flat out. For me, for my fair skin, I'm hoping we can make it work. It definitely feels very wet and hydrating on the face, which I like. It definitely isn't a creamy consistency. It's not super liquidy though. It's not super liquidy and runny. It's somewhere in between a cream and like a really runny normal foundation. This is just called a skin tint, so it doesn't claim to be a foundation. It doesn't claim to be a BB cream. It's just probably most similar to a tinted moisturizer, I would say, because it says it is moisturizing and it says to apply with your fingers, which is definitely something that you would do with a tinted moisturizer type product. Here's what the face looks like with just the skin tint on. So we have the primer, we have the color corrector, and then we have the skin tint on. I think my skin looks amazing, honestly. Yes, my skin is doing better and I'm having a good skin day, but to the foundation's credit, it's looking really nice. It's not drying at all. It feels so lightweight on the skin. I'm really liking this. You can still see a tiny bit of redness here where I color corrected, and you can still see my acne a little bit, but it definitely just makes your skin look better. It evens out the complexion. It makes you look healthier. I'm curious to see how powder is going to apply on top, but let's find out. The powder that I picked up is the color correcting powder foundation, and this is in number 1 cream tinted miracle powder, as it evens out skin tone, hides imperfection, and corrects color, all while looking natural on the skin. Aloe vera, superfruits, and coffee extract to nourish and wake up your skin. So that sounds like a dream powder, honestly. First, going to set the under eye area a little more gently with this. That's looking really, really nice and smoothing under the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and apply this powder all over my face. It did state to be pretty full coverage, and I would attest to that. It's not clinging anywhere. It looks pretty smoothing on the skin. You can definitely tell that it mattified the skin. I don't have that like intense luminosity that I used to, but it didn't like powder mattify. It doesn't look like I have a ton of product or a ton of powder caked up on my skin. I think that looks really nice. I'm super pleased with that. Now we get to dive into these PIXI Glow Trios. I was sent these, as I said, by PIXI, and I haven't played with them yet. I've had them for maybe like 2 or 3 weeks now, and I knew I wanted to film this video, so I kind of held off from playing with them. This one is in Pink Champagne Glow, so you have a bronzer, very shimmery bronzer, a blush, and then a highlight. And then we have Gilded Bear Glow, and this is more of a warm tone bronze, a coral blush, and then a lighter highlight, more true champagne. This one's more of a pinky highlight. I think I'm gonna go in with the bronze from the Gilded Bear one. It looks a little lighter and a little more cool toned than the one in the pinkier palette. Oh, it's really pretty. I made sure to really like tap off my product because I was so scared it was gonna be super warm and shimmery, but that doesn't look bad. So here is what the face looks like with that bronzer applied. I think it is absolutely beautiful. I think it looks amazing. The one thing I will say is it has a definite sheen to it. I haven't put on nose highlight yet. I put some of this on my nose and it looks like I have nose highlight on. Using this going forward, unless I wanted this look, I'd go in with like a matte bronzer like my Hoola and then use this more so as a bronze topper, but that is really, really pretty. For my highlighter, I do have some of these glowy Gossamer Duos. I have one of these, so we're going to go in with that in a second, but I just want to see what the highlight in one of these trios looks like. So again, I'm going in to that more corally trio. What's that where I would highlight? Ooh, That's actually really pretty. That is super pretty. Now I'm going to go in to a real intense highlight. This is the Glowy Gossamer Duo in Delicate Dew. This is insane. Look at that glow. And I'm just going to... This highlighter is absolutely stunning. I actually think this is the most intense glow that I have next to my Fenty highlighter. My Kilowatt highlighter is one of my favorites, but that glow is insane. In person, like, my skin looks wet. It looks real good. Wow. So for blush, I'm going to head into this Pinky Duo, which we haven't touched yet. Blush up the cheeks. Okay, so that is how the blush looks. I'm not getting a ton of pigment from that. Some of you might think that's a lot, but I like a good amount of blush, and that's like as much as I'm getting from that palette. Now I'm just going to go back into the face powder, and I'm going to get a good amount of that powder and just place a little under that bronzer area just to bake the skin a tiny bit to give a little more precision. This is a more natural dewy look, but I still want my cheekbones to look pretty sharp, so we're using this to bake a little bit. I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna do my brows, mascara, and falsies, and none of that's going to be PIXI. I'll be back with my brows and lashes on. Put on my brows. I did lashes. I did liner. The lashes I used are from the Ardell Lash Book. I'll link the ones I used down below. The shades I picked out for this video are Bare Beauty and Peony Pink. Because the blush wasn't too intense today, I'm going to go in with Peony Pink, which is more of a pink, which is really the colors that I always gravitate towards, but this one's like even brighter than I normally go. I don't think I've worn this color yet. Okay, so that is how the lip shade looks. I really like that shade. Okay, let's go in with this Milky Mist to give a nice dewy finish. This isn't a setting mist in the typical sense. It's not like the Urban Decay. It's not going to lock your makeup in place. It's just going to blend all of the powder product together and make your skin look a little more skin-like. Take away that powdery finish, which today I don't really have, but I want all the glow that I can get, so. Okay, now I'm going to give you guys a quick look at my face, zoom in really close, and then go over my final thoughts. So this is how the skin looks. I honestly don't think my skin has looked this good in a long time. It's a little deep for what I typically am. I blended it down my neck, so I think I did a pretty good job, but you can kind of see it stops around there. But my skin overall, I would say, looks amazing. So typically with these one brand full face tutorials, I will go over each product, discuss what I liked, discuss what I didn't. In all honesty, with all of the products I tried today, I not only liked, but loved every single product. So yeah, that is my full face PIXI. I will link all the products down below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, subscribe if you are already, and leave